Hey guys, it's Larry. I'm back with a little follow-up video on my Stealthcraft Hooligan XL. I made a video when it was about 2 weeks old. I had it out twice. I've had it out about 10 times. I've had it about 5 weeks now. So yeah, I've been really getting out and doing some fishing. Beautiful fall weather here in Georgia today. So we're getting ready to get into our delayed harvest season on some of our rivers. Anyway, just wanted to do an update. There was a few things I wanted to that I commented on the earlier video that I wanted to follow up on and just make more comments on. So anyway, great boat. Absolutely loving the boat. It's been really awesome. I'm going to start out with a trailer here because I talked about on my last video how long this tongue was. So yeah, I'm really liking that the tongue is 5 feet long because when you back down to the boat ramp, you don't have to get the back wheels of your truck into the mud too much because the trailer is so long with that tongue on it that it kind of keeps your back wheels. I only have a 2-wheel drive GMC, so it keeps my back wheels out of the mud in most cases. I will say the really long trailer is a bear to back up because I have a really long truck too. So I think the two together are probably, it feels like they're 50 feet long, but they're probably 30. So it's kind of a bear to back up, but you get used to it. It's not that big of a deal. So that's what I wanted to mention on my trailer. So I am glad that I have the longer tongue on there. Also, I wanted to go back to I've got an outboard on mine, 5-horse Honda 4-stroke, nice little outboard. And I was debating whether to leave the motor on the boat when I'm towing it. It was suggested to me that I get a transom saver, which I have right here. I got one of the bad boys from Bass Pro Shop. I've got it extended out as long as it'll go. Because of the way this boat sits on a trailer, it doesn't really work very well. A transom saver is to hold the engine up, but the engine has to be high up in a tilted position, way up like this, and then your transom holder would go down to your trailer, and that would take a lot of the weight off the trailer and keep it from doing this. So this one does not do that because it's such a long ways from here to the roller, and I've got the boat as far up as I can go on the trailer, that it serves no purpose. It's basically straight out. Sorry for the camera, I'm gonna put my motor back down. It's so far that the motor basically stays in this position. It does no good. I tried towing the boat with the motor on there, and when I looked on my rearview mirror, it looked like I was towing a bouncy house. The whole thing was going up and down, just bouncing all over the place. I'm not good with that. So, you know, for me, I'll grab the 60-pound motor, throw it in the back of my truck, and when I get to the river, I'll put it back on. And I just do it that way. It's not that big of a deal. So I don't recommend towing with the outboard on there unless you've got a transom saver that's long enough you can keep the motor up in the air. And also because of the design of this boat, if I put it on a roller, by the time I'm getting it up at the angle I need, look, it's just not going to work. So the boat would need to be farther up on the trailer, or the trailer would need to be longer, in my opinion, to do it correctly. So I just wanted to mention that. Also on the motor, I'm going to sit down here where you can see the angle of the motor to the boat. When this boat sits in the water, and I've had the boat with myself, I've had 2 grown men, I've had 3 grown men in it and fished it, and it fishes awesome no matter how I do it. The speed of the boat is the same to me, whether I have 1 guy or 3 guys, there's no difference. This boat is not going to get on a plane. This boat is just like a barge in the water, and the only reason I had the outboard is to get me back upriver on those heavy spots where it'd really be a bear to row up. So that's why I got it. But if you'll notice, this boat, when it's sitting in the water level's probably about right where my hand's at, maybe a little lower. When I look at the outboard, the water is way up here. It should be lower, but it's in this area. Now, when I hit the gas on the motor, the water goes up to about here because the whole boat kicks up like this. It's not going to get on a plane. So I'm dragging this much motor in the water, and I'll put the tilt up to the first position, and I'll run it like this, mainly to keep from hitting rocks. But of course in that position it's inefficient. It's just gonna make the boat go up even more. So anyway, my opinion on this, and the reason I'm saying all this stuff, is I think this bracket needs to be, at least for the long shaft motor like I have, I think this bracket should be spaced up probably another 4 to 6 inches higher. That would also allow for this handle to be all the way down and not hit the frame. My opinion, this could be built up probably to the level of the tray would be good, somewhere in here. I think that would be a nice improvement on here. I don't think a short shaft would do it. I think a short shaft outboard is going to be too short. I'm not sure. I've seen people say that a short shaft works on these, and I've seen people say they won't. So I'm not sure. I guess the guys at Stealthcraft could answer that question for us. So just a little bit about the outboard that I wanted to mention. Again, boat rows just absolutely awesome. It's my first boat that I've had that you row. I've always had bass boats in the past, and John boats and things like that. So the oars are great. I'm loving them. I wish they were a little bit bigger diameter. I feel like they would be more beefy, but I could be wrong. They seem to flex a lot to me. Oar locks are great. I actually hit them with a hammer on the ground to tighten mine up a little bit. I wanted them a little bit tighter. I thought they were a little bit looser. But I think that's all a matter of preference, how you want to do that. What else did I want to talk about? The trays are great. That was a killer fly about 3 weeks ago. The rod holders are fantastic. I'm really happy with it. I put this bungee on here to keep my rods, because I usually will load this up with rods. I want a little extra protection in case for some reason my rod hops out. Something I try to do here on my anchor, instead of bottoming out the anchor every time I pull it up, or topping it out would maybe be the better word, I wanted to put some paint on there to let me know that, hey, you're getting towards the top. Red and black don't go too good together. I'm going to do some white on there. I think that is about it. But I can attest to, as I said earlier, I've had 3 guys in the boat. Each one of the guys is about 240, and the other gentleman and myself are each pushing 200. So we were all in here. The boat rode great. Really not a big difference with the extra weight. With the engine, performance was about the same. So it is a go anywhere boat, and it's got some weight to it. You know, if I didn't have the outboard on there, 3 guys could easily pick this up and portage it anywhere. 2 guys could do it, I'm sure. 3 would be a little easier. 1 might be a little tough, but you could do it. You could prop it up. Oh, and I've got lights under here. I did a second video on the holes. A few people were asking about the self-bailing floor. I have the self-bailing floor. That video I took was terrible. There was no light. Hopefully I have some better light now, and you guys can see the bottom of my boat. There's the holes they put in the side. Got them all the way up here. They put reinforcement on the corners, which is a great idea. And those holes, I guess that's about a 1-inch hole, looks like to me. So that's what the bottom looks like. I hope this is coming out. I'm going to do the other side where there's more daylight. Maybe that'll help. The old man jumping up off the floor. All right. Come around here. Take another look. Sorry, I'm just holding my GoPro. It's probably kind of shaky. There's another shot at the underside of my boat. That big patch on the corner. There's one in the back too. Floor's right there. But that's it, guys. I know this turned out longer than I wanted it to. My boat's a little bit dirty. I need to clean it out. One of the things I think you should do too, if you get a lot of sand in it, you don't have to do it every time, but once in a while you should probably deflate the floor and pull it out and hose out all the dirt that are between the floor and that rubber pad on the bottom. That'll keep it from getting all scuffed up. It probably has like a sandpaper action after a while with everything moving and flexing in the water. It's probably a good idea to clean it out. I'm going to do mine. I'm going to check it probably next month and see how it looks. All right, guys. Well, I don't want to drag this on much longer. This is Larry from Georgia. Have a great fall fishing season. Tight lines to all you guys and girls, and have a good one. Take care.